Hello my beautiful badgers, and Messy Coder back again with the final part of my epic Carlos Wilkes live dev interview that was on all the w's.twitch.tv/themessycoder. In this video we're playing about with the Space Graphics Toolkit, and we're also chatting about volumetric audio and his other assets that he's got over on the Unity asset store. It's a 2-hour long video which goes to show just how epic this Carlos Wilkes interview was if I have to chop it up into 3 vids. Sit back and join. I'll see you all in a second. So Space Graphics Toolkit came out, you said 8 years ago now?
Yeah, just over 8 years.
So this is 8 years old?
Yeah. Right, but I have updated it since then.
Okay, good. I was going to say,
like,
you know...
Yeah. Well, when I originally released this, it only had, I don't know, like 5 main features, and it was $65, I believe. And then since then, I've added many new features, and I've rewritten many features, and I've subsequently increased the price as well.
I was going to say, because it ain't cheap full price, is it? It's $100 full price.
Right.
Currently 50% off! Exclamation mark Carlos in chat.
Yeah. Well, I know the price is a big issue because, like, when I was young and starting in game development, there's pretty much no chance I would have spent $100 on something. So I can't imagine what people now, like kids learning this kind of stuff, are thinking. But so I want to kind of transition away from that. Like, I want to add more features to Space Graphics Toolkit, but it doesn't really make sense if I increase the price. Like, if I add more
modular, like, you know, add-ons.
That's what I'm doing now. Like, the Space Graphics Planets asset is $30, I believe, and it has the Planet Atmosphere feature, the same feature in Space Graphics Toolkit, and it also has a bunch of planet textures and like the cloud layer system. So that's, if you just want those features, that's a good, more affordable choice, I guess. And some of the new features I'm working on, I want to release them as a separate asset with the same idea.
Are you allowed to say what they are?
Yeah, what I'm working on now is well, I'm working on 2 space assets, basically. I'm making a new planet system that allows you to make something along the lines of Star Citizen planets. Probably not quite as good because their budget is probably tens of thousands of times.
So I've got no idea what their planets are like.
They're incredibly good. They're just spending years making something great, and then the next month they're like, this is trash, here's something even better. And like, wow, this is amazing. And then they keep doing that for the past
what's amazing?
years.
Are they massive planets?
They're basically incredibly large planets, almost the same size as like real planets, and you can fly from space to the surface, and the detail is incredibly high. When you get to the surface, there's like trees and rocks and clouds, I don't know, lots of really cool things. And I want to make an asset for that looks something like that, but there are some challenges with Unity because like Star Citizen is made from scratch using C++, I assume, so they have lots of they have access to many things that I can't in Unity, like certain optimizations I can't really do.
I was going to say, you can't
especially
really
if you want
a planet size planet in Unity, because that would be...
Well, you can. Space Graphics Toolkit, if you look at the there's a demo scene called Earth-Size Planet. Can you guess what is in that scene?
Earth-size planet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, in the basic pack.
So in the planet.
This is
planet object.
Yeah, that's an empty game object. If you expand that, you can see the terrain.
6,371,000.
That's the same radius as Earth, and you can fly down to the surface of the planet. But the problem is the detail when you get that close isn't very high. Like, this planet has a 4K by 2K texture, which is pretty huge. But even that huge texture
in the actual inspector.
So what are you looking for?
If I go to the editor, I'm going to scene.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for the planet and the...
well, there's a planet game object, and the child of that is called terrain. That has the terrain planet component, which generates the mesh. Oh, the planet itself. Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you mean. The planet is 6 million units in radius, so you can't actually see it in the scene view.
So
Just
it's so big I can't see it in the
right.
scene view. I pushed F.
Well,
mate. There is no F big enough.
F in chat. Yeah. Well,
So
the problem is
what can I actually
Unity
do
scene
with it
view camera. Unity scene view camera has a view range limit of something like 10,000 units, and unless I use some like hacking code, I can't really change it, and I don't really want to change it. So you have to trust that your settings work, and you have to test it in game. You can use the mouse wheel to adjust the speed of your camera, which I recommend as you get closer to the surface. So the issue is when you get close to the surface of the planet, each of the pixels becomes like 10,000 kilometers squared for each pixel, so there's obviously no detail there. I have some detailed textures there to increase the detail a bit, but even that isn't really enough. And once you get close enough, the numerical precision of the UV data is basically lacking. So to work around all of this, you need a new shader setup and a different mesh setup, and that's pretty complicated. So I'm going to release that as a new asset. So that's what I'm working on now. But before that, I want to release a water system, because if you want to make a planet the size of this, like the size of Earth, you want to have oceans, right? That's a pretty basic thing.
Oh yeah.
But oceans are pretty complicated, because once the camera goes under the surface, then you need some underground scenery, some like different fog, and even above the surface, you need to have like waves, a rippling surface. These are all really complicated, and it's going to take me a long time to develop them. So I plan to release that as a separate asset as well. So if you want just basic rocky planets, you get this asset. If you want cool oceans with underground stuff, then underwater stuff, then you get this other asset. So I'm trying to make it more modular.
Can I ask a crazy question?
Yes.
Now, it's nuts that I've gone from space, and this reminds me of Damocles. Again,
Okay.
I'm far too young to remember the game Damocles on the Spectrum and on the Amiga. Now, I could go out from space and I could go to any planet in the game, like solar systems, fly down on my ship, and basically be searching an entire planet for one building to be able to search, to loot. And
this sounds like the game Noctis. Have you heard of that?
No, what's that?
It's not that old. It's maybe, I don't know, 15 years old or something. It's a free game where you can explore the universe, and the graphics are kind of like DOS style, although it's made for Windows, I believe. And you can fly around the universe in your spaceship, and you can land on the surface, and you can see aliens and stuff. But I don't think there's actually any game, there's no goal, but you just explore.
Okay. Then, yeah, 15 is not that old. No, actually, Damocles is about 30 years old. And it still feels new to me.
I don't know. I don't remember how old Noctis is. Let's look that up.
But, this,
compared to the games you're talking about, it's not that old.
But on this planet now that I've just gone down to, I've got nothing on here. And I can't add anything onto it from the editor, because...
Oh, you can. It's just difficult to do.
But I can't see it, Carlos. How can I add to something I can't see?
Well, you can see it in the game view. So basically the positions on a planet the size of Earth are so vast that you're better off just typing them in. Another way is you can play the game, add the object, and then just copy and paste it back into edit mode. And another option is you can use the terrain spawner component, which will procedurally spawn objects on the surface of the planet based on the settings you have. So I don't know, there are multiple ways to do it. There's also another scene called Terrestrial Planet, which has a more reasonable sized planet like this.
Now here's my camera, right?
Yeah.
Mike, this is, and I'm in. I've paused it and I've gone into the.
Right,
scene.
in this one, you just double click on the planet. You should be able to see. Oh no, you can just look right and you can see the planet.
I'm still in the other one, in the Earth-sized Earth thing. But I'm saying I've just paused, and I've gone into where the camera is.
Okay.
So here's the game view, and here's my camera. So you're saying like if I now over here, be like, all right, I start adding. Oh, there's I just saw something for a brief. You can see something for a moment. And then start adding it here.
Well, you're in space right now, or you're really high up right now. So you can just add an object in the scene like you normally would. Like you can add a cube, and then you can parent that to the camera, to the planet or something. What you have to understand is this demo scene is it's an Earth-sized planet. It's more like a stress test rather than what I recommend you use in your scene.
We don't recommend recreating Earth, is what you say.
Right. Well, you can. Another thing you have to keep in mind is a scene this large uses a floating origin system.
I was going to say, how are you solving this problem?
Right. So if people don't know, that means instead of the camera moving around the scene, the objects move around the camera. And this is how you have to set up a large scene due to floating point limitations. So the cube you just added is basically flying around the camera right now because as the camera moves...
Because I didn't parent it to the planet.
Right. If you parent it to the planet, it should work. But even then, because the radius is so large, the positioning gets a bit funky. So you can add the floating object component, which adds the cube to the floating origin system, and that's going to have a coordinate system that is better than the transform.
SGT floating object. So that?
Yes.
This is crazily big, man.
Oh, also you need to add the SGT floating point component as well. That allows you to type in a coordinate in the universe of where the object is located.
That's insane. That's insane, Carlos. It's so big. It's so big. Well, my brain just
this
melted.
floating origin system supports the same size universe as our observable universe, which is I forget, what is it, 80 billion light years or something.
If you want to make a game using Unity and supporting how many billions of light years of space, then get the space toolkit. It's exclamation mark Carlos. Space graphics. The space graphics. Have I butchered your name again?
I just call it whatever.
Alona Wolf's like, what? It's like, yes, Alona Wolf. While trying to understand this asset, like the possibilities of it, Carlos has just made my brain melt while saying about the size of what we can do. I no longer have a mind. My mind has been blown. I need to log off.
Previously, we were talking about typos, and in the bot message for Carlos, you have destructable to the... What is going on here?
I copied and pasted that from your asset.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Seriously.
Where is it called destructable?
I copied and pasted it from the asset store.
Prove it.
I don't need to.
It didn't happen. So Son Goku Tensei asks, how many triangles does this planet have? The Earth-sized planet one is probably 1 or 2 million.
So not a lot.
When you're on the surface.
It's mobile.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You just a basic mobile phone. All on that, no problem.
Exactly.
But you can also adjust the settings. So if you're running something better like an iPhone 3, then you can increase the detail level to get it to about 20 million triangles or something.
This is crazy though, dude. It is. It's insane. It shows you how this SG Sergeant, going to call it Sergeant Dynamic Planet, object component can be used to keep an object glued to the surface of a planet. This can then be moved around using thruster features. So, have you tried Sergeant Planets with multiplayer then? I know you love multiplayer so much.
What is Sergeant Planet?
SGT. It's short for Sergeant.
I see. In multiplayer?
Yeah.
Is that your question? No, but some of my customers have. They're like, help, how do I implement networking with this? And especially with the floating origin system. Because if you're just using a normal scene without the floating origin system, then you can just implement networking as normal, for example, Photon. But if you're using the floating origin system, the coordinate system is stored in the SGT floating point component, which stores, instead of storing like a vector 3 for the position, it stores a double 3 as well as a long 3. And combined, those allow you to store position that's accurate across the whole universe. But it means you have to write a little bit of custom code to send that data over the network. So there's an event on the SGT floating point component called something like onPositionChanged, and you can hook into that event, and that lets you know when the object has been moved, and you can use that to send the position data over the network, and then when the client receives that, you can just update the position, and then it should sync up in theory.
Oh, terrestrial planet. Just freaked out. I was about to crash into it. I need to go over here where there's some sun. It's daylight. Oh my god. So it's like a giant moon.
Yeah, this planet has a radius of 1 kilometer, I believe, but you can adjust that.
So what's the size of our moon?
I don't remember. It's pretty big, much bigger than that. The moon is 1,737 kilometers in radius, so quite a bit larger than that. So the same thing with the Earth-sized planet. If you make the planet the same size as the moon, the texture becomes too low resolution when you get to the surface. So that's why I want to make the new asset with the more high detail planet surfaces.
When's that coming out?
There's no plan, but this year. Well, there's a lot of challenges to make it look good because of the way Unity works, and the way you have to generate colliders is pretty slow.
Have you looked at using Unreal to solve some of that?
Yes. Because a new feature has just changed game engines.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I haven't. The issue with Unreal is I'm pretty sure the user base is much smaller than Unity, and since I'm not familiar with Unreal, I would have to spend months learning it, and then I would have to rewrite my asset from scratch, and then all for getting less money basically, and I would still have to support both, so it's not really worth my time. Maybe
it's
one day, but
it's good, especially with Unreal 5 coming along.
If somebody shows me some convincing data that shows that I can make just as much money, then maybe I'll consider it. But
do you know what you could do? Apply for some of that Epic grants. They basically give you money to ship your assets over from Unity into Unreal.
Sure, but it's still not that much money, really. I mean, you can get some money up front, but if you get no sales, like there's no long tail of sales, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Like with Unity, I can just make an asset, and like this asset is over 8 years old, and I'm still getting like really good sales from it. So it makes no sense to switch from Unity.
Well, Messi's just trying to force people to Unreal now. No, I'm not forcing. This is all, this is the pragmatic coder. I love how I'm going from the atmosphere of the planet, and then as I go up, I start breaking out into the space atmosphere. I love that. It's crazy.
Yeah, so everything you see in the scene is basically a different feature from Space Graphics Toolkit, and they're combined in different ways. So the planet surface is one feature, and then you can add the atmosphere on top. You have like full control over the atmosphere thickness, how high it extends into space, the colors, the sunset color, and then even in space, like the stars you see in the background, these are procedurally generated. You can make them like twinkle a little bit, and also the clouds in space, like the nebula things, these are all procedurally generated as well. Even the star, when it goes behind the spaceship mesh, it like occludes. These are all different features of Space Graphics Toolkit. Also, the thruster effect you see at the back of the spaceship is also a different feature. Because over the years, people request, hey, I want spaceship thrusters in my game, and I'm like, all right, I guess I can add that. So I add that, and then help, I want to fly my car or spaceship on the surface of a planet. So I'm like, okay, I guess I can add that. And then here we are 8 years later, and we have tons of different features. And yeah, I've just added so many features to Space Graphics Toolkit now that getting pretty ridiculous, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely time to start splitting it out into different assets. I kind of need a thruster effect. Might just buy this asset alone for that. When it's 50% sale, get it! Exclamation mark Carlos in chat.
Well, if you just want the thruster effect, I wouldn't recommend it. There's probably better thruster effects out there. But
Carlos,
if
you're not supposed to. Somebody's about to buy it. Just pitch and go, yeah, but yeah, exactly. Get it. It's on 50% sale. Get it now while you can.
Well, yeah, if if you just want this thruster effect and it's worth $50 to you, then please go ahead. But I think there's so many features in this pack that can be used in many kinds of projects, not just space projects.
So now I've flown to the other side of the planet, and it's all dark and scary.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I keep on smashing into it. Oh my word! Can't stop me, Carlos. Can't stop me. Just remember, Alone in Wolf, it only counts if you use my affiliate links. Otherwise, you can't use it. It won't load up in Unity.
You can also click one of the links in my documentation to get my affiliate links.
No, don't listen to him. Don't listen to Alone in Wolf. That's just crazy talk. He's talking crazy talk.
Yeah, just get lean touch and then click one of the buttons.
He's just talking. He's talking Spanish now. Alone in Wolf. Can we increase the atmosphere size? Sorry, I'm going to ask. So yeah, you said that we could, but how do I do that?
Yeah, well, you can go to edit mode and select the planet game object. There should be a child in there called atmosphere. And
atmosphere, yeah.
A child game object. And there should be a setting in the atmosphere called height. So right now it's 25 units high.
And they've got here outer softness. What's that?
Read the documentation, you. That allows you to. I don't remember. What does it do? I don't know.
Oh,
a lot of the settings.
The fog's gone red. I've changed the.
But you can't change it to 20. The maximum value is 1.
Oh, okay, that'll be 1.
I recommend you run the game while you adjust these settings.
Oh, nice.
That way you can see them, like in real time, what's going on.
Can you add your atmosphere to any terrain? Oh.
You mean like a Unity terrain? No, you can't, because a Unity terrain uses its own magic rendering system that we don't have access to. So I don't know. Probably some Unity wizards are shaking their heads right now, saying, "No, you can do it this way." But there's no simple way to do that, at least from my understanding. So the atmosphere is only designed to work on the HDT planets, but you can also apply it to a normal mesh. If you have a mesh renderer, you can apply it to that. There's a component called shared material that is attached to the atmosphere game object, and you can just drag and drop your mesh renderers into that, and it will automatically apply the atmosphere material on top of that.
Right, so I've landed on the planet. Outer softness. I'm smacking about that, so it's ruined everything.
I don't know. How about I look at my own documentation?
I don't see it. Okay, let me get rid of my inner fog. Outer fog down to 0. There we go. My atmosphere's back again.
Let's see.
Inner fog 1.
My documentation doesn't have it apparently. fantastic.
Oh, the outer fog breaks everything.
Well, I recommend you run it when it's not maximized, and you adjust the settings gradually so you can see what effect it has rather than randomly typing in extreme
Carlos,
values.
I've already written runtime, demaximized and maximized your assets before and broken them. I'm too scared to do that again twice on the same stream, mate. I'm gonna go 100. I'm gonna put my outer fog up there. Softness.
Oh, I see. So if you have a really large mesh, for example, a building that extends from the surface of your planet into space, then it's going to clip into the atmosphere mesh, and the outer softness setting allows you to get rid of that hard edge. It uses the same system as the soft particles, so it uses the camera's depth buffer to fade out like pixels that are really close to where the depth is.
That makes sense. Sanyo's saying, wait, I can convert my terrain to a mesh and then use...
Yes, if you convert your Unity terrain into a standard mesh where you have access to the mesh renderer, then you can just drag and drop the renderer into the component I mentioned earlier.
Right, result there, Sanyo.
But if you do that, you're going to have no LOD on your terrain, and it's going to have pretty bad performance. But
Unless
if your game...
yourself.
Well, it's difficult to do if you convert the whole terrain into mesh. I suppose.
There's solutions to every problem, Carlos.
Then you have to chop it up and then bake it at different resolutions, and then you have to implement LOD yourself. I guess you could. Maybe there's a asset that has a terrain system, like its own custom one. I don't know.
Sanyo's that's his mission in life now, to work out how to do it. I'm loving this atmosphere. I just sit here and do this all day long, Carlos. I could just sit here, literally, I could just sit here all day long and just fly around, changing the height of my atmosphere. Oh wow! I really want. I want this on a mobile, on a tablet game.
Yeah, it works on mobile. I've designed all the features to be like really optimized. I try and avoid using like Shader Model 3 where possible. Almost all of the features work on basically every mobile made in the past 5 years at least.
What's this? VR? Oh my god!
This demo scene only looks good in, well, I suppose you can view it without VR, but if you're in VR, you can see the depth of the stars. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I can imagine it, because I'm getting post-traumatic stress flashbacks from me using my VR headset last month and having a week in bed. Like, stop walking around the house, you're making the house shake. I can't handle it.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like the first time I tried VR, there was this game, I don't know, where you're skiing, and I remember the first time going down the ski slope in this VR thing, and I almost fell to the ground. It's like it's just that disorienting.
And you loved it.
I loved it. The next thing I did was like bringing everyone in here, like, hey, try this.
Here's a bucket when you're finished.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So this is normally $100, 50% off. And as I said on yesterday's stream, I always find it hard to justify a $100 purchase. Yet somehow, when you see something that's normally $100 and then there's a 50% sale, you go, oh, 50% off? Only $50? Yeah, all right, might as well. Whereas, like, if you saw it, if it was priced at $50, you'd be like, $50? Oh no, that's too much for me. $100 at half price? Yeah, fine.
Of course, that's how the human brain works, unfortunately. You know the story about JCPenney. In America, it's a department store, and they changed all their prices. Instead of having like a perpetual sale where everything's like 20% off, they reduced the prices by 20% or something, and then they removed all the sale like logos and stuff. And instead of people being like, wow, this store is being upfront and like are legit about their pricing. Instead, nobody bought there anymore, and they're like bankrupt.
Wow. No, I did not know about that.
So that's what you do.
Moral of the story is never be honest.
Exactly. Make it increase the price at discounts. Then you get more money than making it cheaper and having less discounts.
Or you can make it cheaper and then add the discounts onto the cheap price even more.
Yeah, you could. But then you'd be making less money.
Well, that's what Lidl's is, isn't it?
It's like what?
Lidl's. You don't have Lidl's in Japan?
Oh, the supermarket. When I lived in England, they didn't exist. At least not in my area. But no, not in Japan.
I think they were still stuck in Germany at that point.
I think.
Do it like Udemy. Yeah. I think there were other reasons why JC Penney died, though. I was going to say...
Yeah, I have no idea, but that's one of the key reasons that I've heard of.
This is such a pretty asset. This is such a pretty asset. It's ridiculous. Gravitational waves. What's this one? Oh, let's click play. What's this? Ooh! Oh my word! Oh my god.
Yeah, if you look at like infographics of black holes and stuff, or like videos, sometimes you'll see an effect like this, and I thought it looked really cool, so I wanted to add that to the asset.
Oh my god. This will blow my son. He loves black holes. Oh wow. Oh, my stomach just churned. I'm going to stop it because it's in this. I was like, whoa. Oh my
yeah,
god.
they're pretty tricky to render because you have to render geometry outside the view of the camera. So I implemented 2 ways to render black holes. The one you saw in that scene is a camera effect, like a full screen effect, so it's pretty fast. But if the black hole is like at the edge of the screen, then it kind of tries to bring in pixels outside of the view, so it distorts a bit. But there's also another approach I implemented that uses a camera that renders a cube map, so that allows you to render even behind the camera. But the problem with that approach is because the black hole, the event horizon, isn't a single point, it has a volume, whereas the camera rendering is just a point. If you have an object that's pretty close to the black hole, then it can look offset. So
either way, one has one issue, the other has another.
Exactly. So I implemented both rather than just picking one.
Oh man, these are crazy.
So those demo scenes in the basic pack showcase multiple features, but if you go to the project, the main list, you can see a features folder, and inside there are many features.
These are just the basic features that we're playing around with.
Yes, and inside those there are lots of tutorial demo scenes that take you through all of the features one by one.
Dude.
Yeah,
these were just the basic ones?
Yeah, these show off
the basic ones?
like 1 or 2 features usually. No. The scenes you were running before were the compilation of multiple features, but the features show the basic features.
I was going to say that compilation, those were the basic ones. That black hole was basic. I'd be like, what the hell?
Well, that was showcasing the black hole feature, the space-time feature, which has the ripples, and the background stars. So that's 3 features.
This with Fog Volume 3 Nebula would be awesome.
So if you click on a star, you can click the arrow next to where it says star, and it will warp there.
Oh, hang on.
So this shows the floating origin system and how you can use procedural spawning. So all of these yellow stars are procedurally spawned, and then you can warp to them, and then it procedurally spawns planets around it. You can warp to them, and then maybe it spawns moons? I don't remember. Maybe not.
Whoa. That's mental.
So all of these planets, all of the stars are spawned in a radius of, I think it's 2 AU. No wait, 2 light years. So it's somewhat realistic distance.
These are all the planets around this star.
Yeah, and these are all procedural, the amount of planets. You can customize all of this.
And then I can go, right, boom, land on this planet. And then load up a different scene.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I added colliders to these planets, but you could use the planets from the other scene or something and land on them.
Dude, this is crazy. So when it's procedurally generating this planet, is it giving me like a recipe of what this planet was? So then if I want to...
the surface itself is a pre-generated texture. The surface itself isn't procedurally generated.
Okay.
It's just the star positions, the amount of stars, the planets, their positions. Yeah, one thing a lot of people ask me for is I want to have like a button you click and then it like generates a completely new planet, like the texture and like the ice caps and stuff. But that is so much work that I haven't got around to it. But if I ever make a feature like that, it would be a separate asset.
Exactly, yeah. That's buying the new extension on the flat.
Well, there is a software I use called Grand Designer to create these planet textures, and that is made in Unity and it's available on Steam. I forget the price, it's something like $50 for the basic version or something. And I use that to generate these planet textures. But looking at the way you generate the textures, there are so many settings. It's like 100 different sliders, and the results are really good. But if I want to implement something that looks as good, I would have to implement those same settings. So I don't think it's really worth my time. So I just tell people you can get this other product.
And I'm as well. I have that on my Steam wish list.
Yeah, if you want to generate planet textures, it's really good. There's so many settings and customizations.
Dude, this is my favorite space asset on the store now. This is lovely. This is beautiful, I have to say. You need to get him in for an interview. Sanyo, link me on the Discord because I've got no idea who that guy is. This is beautiful. Chat are trying to do exclamation mark raffle earlier, I noticed. I didn't ask you if you've got any keys left over and you'd like to gift one of your wonderful assets over to the chat. We've got everyone in chat wins a copy of Lean Touch, and everyone in chat wins a copy of the Lean localization as well. Well done, everyone in chat.
I'm not sure if I can even generate keys for this.
Well done, everyone's got those. Star. Well, we've got hearts in chat. Oh wow! So how far in can we go? Oh wow! That's nice. Is there do we stick a collider on there to stop the camera getting in? That is. Whoa!
Yeah, you can. Well, to be honest, I'm not so happy with the way the surface is rendered here. I plan to replace this feature with something that looks a bit better.
And with like bits coming off.
I mean the surface texture itself. Right now it's using a shader with 4D noise, and I don't know. I'm not happy with the implementation.
I'll tell you what, I'll show it to my son and we'll get his feedback.
Okay.
He knows all the planets in our solar system and all of the other solar systems around. I think he knows planets that don't exist. I haven't actually been discovered yet. He found out where they are.
Well, speaking of the solar system,
actually,
if you get Space Graphics Toolkit, you can download the free media pack called the Solar System Pack. That includes all of the planets. There's two reasons why I didn't include that in the Space Graphics Toolkit asset itself. The first reason is because the texture sizes are really large, so I don't want to increase the download size. But the other reason is some of the textures are from like NASA and stuff, and I can't use them.
You don't want to go to prison.
I mean, NASA images, I believe, are public domain, but there are some other agencies that like help on some of the images, so I can't use it on the asset store.
Is being
At
an
least
asset store
unless-
publisher worth going to jail for?
So another scene I recommend you try is the Jovian scene.
Let's try that one. I think I loaded it up a second ago. But in chat, Sanyo just says that your what was the name of that thing on Steam you mentioned?
Grand Designer.
Grand Designer. It's done by Gil, and because it was in chat, I don't know who it is. Going to come in for chat, and it was like, it's Gil. He's like, we know Gil. We've had Gil on the chat. We've actually had Gil on the stream before.
Oh, really?
With Raphael. Gil has actually been on the stream, and I didn't know. Sanyo, if you want to paste a link in chat for the now we know it's Gil's, spam it in the chat. A link on the Steam page to Grand Design.
Yeah, it's a good asset. I don't know why he doesn't release it like on the asset store or something.
I don't think Gil's got anything on the asset store. So this is.
Oh, so you ran this before? Yeah.
This is the Jovian one.
Yeah, well, it's a gas giant. I called it a Jovian because I like having single word feature names. So I can call the feature SGT Jovian rather than SGT gas giant.
Okay.
So I just crack out the thesaurus and then, come on, is this one word? Does anyone know what this feature means if I call it this?
And unfortunately, only you and my son might know. So you and my 5-year-old are okay with the naming of this one. But I was like, this is rather jovial and jolly. This planet, I would give him that. So what is it about this makes it special as a gas planet though?
Well, you can enter the atmosphere and it's volumetric, and also the aurora on the poles is pretty cool, and also the shadow that's cast from the rings and also cast from the planet onto the rings is really cool. And I don't know, I just really like this scene.
Oh wow, I got lost in. I was getting nervous. I couldn't get out. Oh my god, I feel so dizzy flying in and out. It's crazy. It's amazing how disorientating it is as you're flying around. Wow, it is nuts. Am I broken? Is it just so big now that I'm stuck?
What do you mean?
I think it was just not moving.
Oh, did you?
I couldn't even roll, and then I started to roll again.
I don't know.
Don't worry, I break things. It's what I do. It's what I do, Carlos. It's what makes me special.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So Robocop87 asks, is there a core or can there be? You mean like a core to the Jovian? No, there is no core, but you can add one, I guess. You can use the planet feature or the terrain feature and add something to the middle. Or you can just add a normal game object that uses a mesh renderer, and then you can drag and drop the mesh renderer onto the Jovian's shared material. I think it uses a shared material. I don't know. I should check it.
You should check it.
I should.
Sure.
Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you can't. Maybe I should add that.
Belongs to you. You made this.
Let's see. Let's see. Nope. It doesn't have that feature. Okay, I should add that. So you cannot add a core. Well, you can add a core, but it's not going to render with the gas giant material. So that will appear in the next version, I guess.
When is the next version? Next week.
Next week, maybe.
I did not expect to see this when I was playing about with your space kit. I I remember I saw the pictures. And I was like, it looks pretty enough. This looks pretty, which was my gut feeling. This looked pretty, and I left it at that. I had no way did I expect to see an Earth-sized planet inside Unity to fly down onto the planet, and even the other large terrestrial planet with the atmosphere. That atmosphere just blew my mind. My mind was already blown with the Earth-sized planet, and then the atmosphere just destroyed whatever was left. And
I should really add more marketing material to show it off.
You should, because this is crazy.
The good way to phrase it is I like to under-promise and over-deliver, but the reality is I can't be bothered to make videos to show off my work. I would rather just do more programming.
But it's a good thing you came on, so we can do it for you at least. We're spamming this on the YouTube. I dropped you a Discord.
I replied
on that one. Let's go. Messi Coda announced the winner already. Sengoku seems to be spamming in because during my 12 days of Christmas, he won about 6,000 assets in the raffles that we gave away. So he enjoyed. I was actually saying that.
Enjoyed the taste of blood. And now he wants more.
Enjoyed the taste of blood. Enjoyed the taste of victory. Now, everyone in chat spamming ! Raffle. It's all well and good you doing that, but unless you type something else, you won't be able to raffle again. So you're kind of like shooting yourself in the foot. You're in trouble. What actually, before I start begging you for vouchers, what is the volumetric audio?
Well, let's say you're making a game and you want to add sound to like a river. The traditional way to make that in Unity is to just add, as you can see in the first picture, you add lots of audio sources, and then it kind of simulates sound emanating from the volume of the mesh or whatever. But this is really tricky to set up, and you have to make so many audio sources, and it slows your performance down, and it sounds bad. And if you ever modify your mesh, then your sounds are all in the wrong place. So I thought, what's a good solution to this? I don't know. Let's use some tricks to make it seem like the mesh is emitting sound. So I created volumetric audio. And this doesn't work with just meshes, it also works with other primitives like the capsules and cubes and stuff. And you can also add objects together to make like a compound object. And it also supports like rotating objects to create a Doppler effect, as like, for example, there's the propeller blade there. And as that like slices past the camera, you have like a woo, woo, woo kind of sound.
Now
so that's the idea behind this asset.
These never work well on. We tried to do this on a stream with another. It was during the 12 days of Christmas. The sound toolkit. Have you seen the sound toolkit?
Nope.
Very expensive.
Is this an asset?
It is an asset. It's very expensive on the asset store. It sounds very similar to what you're describing, but but 50 times the price.
Oh really?
And I tried to demo it on the stream. Didn't really work well because it works great for VR because you're in spatial sound. It's,
right.
And I would love to showcase this now. I just wouldn't work because what you're saying to me, even with the on the fan, I'm like ooh, that sounds nice because Unity always sucks for audio, for immersive audio, it really does.
Right.
It ruins your gameplay a lot of the time with how it handled. So anything to improve that, and it's only $20 normally. Currently 40% off, $11.99 on the Unity Asset Store. !Carlos in chat.
No, 40.02% off.
Oh, that's the thing though. They love it, don't they? Because they do whatever they can to keep that 99 cents.
No. It's just due to bad numerical precision. So, what, you want to try this? I can send you a key.
I would love to. I'm just saying, no one in chat is going to benefit from me doing this on the stream. So instead, let's give a copy to someone who's going to win it.
Okay.
So, Carlos, you've got 1 million
Yes.
assets on the asset store.
Yes.
Because I don't trust any of my viewers.
Yes.
Because they're all dirty scoundrels. They are.
Okay.
A penny saved is a penny earned. Ben Franklin did not end that sentence with bitch. A penny saved is a penny earned, bitch. No, he didn't. And he didn't go slag either. No, he didn't. He said, penny earned is a penny saved on the Unity Asset Store is actually how the phrase went, actually. So, Carlos, you've got Space Graphics Toolkit, SGT, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which is called now on. Paint in 3D, which we played about doing Pictionary and drew some willies and bum bums. We've got a volumetric audio, which can only be appreciated if you get it yourselves on the Unity Asset Store, currently 40% off, 40.2% off, $11.99.
Yes.
You've got the Lean Touch Plus, which is like Lean Touch, but if you're lazy and don't want to do it all yourself, just get the Lean Touch Plus with all the demos thrown in. Destructible 2D, make worms and angry pigeons, and sell it on the mobile Play Store. Color Space Graphics Planets, which for some reason you've been greeted with the review bot. So compile error, 3-star. I'm assuming this person hasn't actually messaged you for any support first.
Oh, I didn't check it.
3
Well,
days ago.
the reason why it has 3 stars is because the original release of this asset wasn't that good, to be honest. But I've since, redid the whole asset, so it's pretty good now. But obviously, the people writing these reviews didn't check it.
1-star, build arrows. You should have said build arrows, no arrows, but lots of errors. Wink, wink. I'll submit a fix tomorrow. If you contact me via email, then I can send you an early build. Again, you need to update this. Say with like tomorrow never came.
The world ended, so there was no update.
Default import to Space Graphics Toolkit has build errors. So basically, yeah, you need to like put some messages like, this was fixed long time ago, like should be live now. That's there's not enough confidence in that answer, Carlos. You need to be like, new version is live now and works perfectly.
Is this sales advice from you?
This is sales advice. So basically, what you've got to do, this is what I've learned, especially from looking at Procedure Worlds and how you respond to their comments, is all the bugs have been fixed now. Please update your project and update your review as well.
That's probably the best way to do it. But in the publisher chat, some people go the opposite approach and get really angry and like, what are you doing? You're such an idiot or something. It's like, wow.
Oh, I love.
I guess I'm more.
You know that meme of where you're eating popcorn and just like watching the fight going on. That's a lot of the time.
But some of the publishers have problems like that. Like some people just hate the publisher and they write like a fake review, like saying this doesn't work, and then the publisher, I don't know, just replies saying, what are you talking about? And then it's a constant back and forth or something. Luckily, I don't have anything like that.
I'll definitely be getting the volumetric sound, sale or no. Well, Facebiter, exclamation mark Carlos in chat, and get it now while it's on the sale. Why throw away 40% of your money when you can get a 40% saving? And that allows you to buy something else as well. So if you're saving, what is that? $8, okay? Then put that $8 you've saved on volumetric audio towards buying the Space Graphic Toolkit, Space Graphics Planets at $18, which means you only $10 left. There you go. And then while you're at it, get Destructible 2D as well, just because, it'll be a laugh.
Yeah, just don't import Space Graphics Planets after Space Graphics Toolkit, because right now I'll give you an error. I should fix that.
And then you'll end up giving him a 1-star review on the store. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
So everyone in chat, give it a 1-star review. Hopefully we can get to 1 star. I have too many 5-star assets.
Exclamation mark 1 star in chat. Exclamation mark 1 star in chat. Right, so what I'm going to do, right, Carlos, is beg you for the following. If we grab, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paid assets. Oh, 7, including the GUI Shapes. Right, Carlos, can I blag you for 1 key of each
There's
of
also
these?
the Sprite Packer, but
Oh, is that?
let's forget about. No, that's useless. I don't know why people buy that. Unity includes a feature. They literally called it Sprite Packer after I released my asset, and it does the same thing. So I was like, whatever. If people are still paying for it, then I'll just leave it up, I guess.
So you made it, then Unity just did the same thing themselves.
When Unity originally released their 2D features, I think they either only included it in Unity Pro, or they said they were only going to include it in Unity Pro. So I was like, okay, let's just release that like at a cheaper price point. So I made Sprite Packer, and then they released the free version called Sprite Packer, and I actually had to edit my code to change the class name because it was clashing with their one.
Works great. Does exactly what the author describes. 4 stars.
Actually, there's one thing that my Sprite Packer doesn't do that the Unity one does, and that's handling different sprite pixel per unit settings, because Unity doesn't expose that setting for me, so I can't set that. But Unity's official Sprite Packer has access to that because it's written by Unity. So #scumbag.
Yeah, don't advertise them. Draw calls went from 28 to 7. Insane. There you go. Just create Atlas, update and link. It's done. Also, developer is very responsive. He sent a beta to fix my problem. If you create 2D games or are going to, consider purchasing. #scumbag.
Yeah, this isn't an asset I focus on. I haven't updated this in a very long time, so I'm just letting this drift off into the sea or something.
When was the last time you had some sales on this?
Oh, I still get sales for it, so that's why I keep it up, but I don't know. I don't really want to update it. Maybe people are using really old versions of Unity and where it's still relevant, or maybe they don't know Unity comes with a Sprite Packer. I don't know.
I'll tell you what. Should we include it in the raffle, right? Because what we're going to do is my crazy.
But what if they realize how bad it is and give me
that's the
1
thing.
star?
If you give me 1 voucher for each of your assets, then everyone does ! raffle in chat, okay? And they have to get they get put in the bucket. So then we announce the winner of each asset from that bucket. So it's one time only that people ! raffle in chat. That way, if you've won Space Graphics Toolkit, you can't then win volumetric audio. So it just evens the playing field. I think, and it means that somebody would get your Sprite Packer as the booby prize, as you just described it.
Okay.
#mean host. I feel some swapsies coming on. No swapsies, or you're banned for life. Well, whoever gets Sprite Packer has to make an over-the-top review praising for it. Exactly, Sunday. Whoever gets Sprite Packer needs to go, I won this on the Messy Coda stream, #scumbag. This is the best asset I've ever used. Okay, so let's do the raffle. Are you up for this, Carlos?
Yeah, wait, I'm trying to generate.
You don't have to generate them right now this second, because everyone knows by now I'm far too lazy to distribute the winnings after the stream, because I go to bed. But it depends. If everyone spams me in the chat, then they can get their winnings if I do have it. I'm generous a little bit sometimes. Somebody do an ! uptime. Do we have a command for uptime? How long have
Okay, there we go. I sent you the keys.
Already? I hope you itemized what they are.
Yeah. Well, I put abbreviations.
Okay.
I hope you can figure that out.
So,
speaking of vouchers, over the years I've generated quite a few vouchers, and some of them haven't even been claimed.
Really?
How rude.
That is very rude. ! raffle in chat. The giveaway is for Carlos is sexy, and it has started. Do your ! raffles in chat. Uptight is directly under the video, bottom right hand corner. Doesn't the uptime thing work? No, uptime thing does work. 1 hour, 15 minutes, 21 seconds. So that's because the stream stopped and started again. Because I was going to say, that doesn't make any sense. We've been up for it. So it's 1 o'clock now, which we started at 10. Let's do the maths. 1 finger for 11,
Quick
2
maths.
finger for 12, 1 finger for 1, 2 finger for 2. That's 4 fingers, Carlos. We've been up for 4 fingers. Which means it's your 11 o'clock.
No, what do you mean? You can't do maths. You can't count to 3.
Didn't you?
It's 3 hours.
It's not 3 hours, it's 4 hours. I've got 4 fingers.
What hand are you looking at? It's been 3 hours.
It's 2 o'clock now. Is it not 2 o'clock? It's 1 o'clock. I thought it was 2 o'clock. Oh my god.
I started at 7 a.m. here, and now it's almost 10, so that's 3 hours.
It's 2. It's not 2 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock. I thought it was 2 o'clock. See, this is why I need my glasses. I went to the optometrist, and they told me that I've got, to be expected old man eyes.
Your eyes are broken.
So it was like lockdown. He goes, yeah. I said, since lockdown, my eyesight's getting worse and worse. And he was like, oh yeah. Did you notice it's getting a lot worse? I said, well, yeah, but I'm not dead from COVID, so I'll take it. And it's like, oh, nervous laugh. It's like, yeah, because let's be honest, it could happen. And unfortunately, it's happened. We've had too many people either that we know about or related to or friends who haven't made it past 2020. And it's bizarre.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's you need to laugh about it, otherwise you just end up dying of depression. It is bizarre how it's like the other day I was talking to someone and they're like, how you doing? I was like, well, literally I'm alive, therefore I shall not complain, because we could turn into zombies. 2021 could get worse. We could become zombies. We've got no idea.
I thought it was going to be the zombie apocalypse at the start of 2020.
Yeah, I was so upset because I had zombie
I bought
apocalypse.
so many lasagna sheets and other kinds of pasta, like 10 kilos of pasta and oats and
Well, we bought baseball bats.
I should say I'm eating a lot of pasta now.
Do you really? Everyone had toilet bowl. You bought pasta, so you're wiping your bum with pasta shit.
Oh no, we already had lots of toilet paper.
Well, in Japan, you don't need toilet paper, do you? Because everyone's got those bidets. It just squirts the water.
Well, you still need to wipe. I mean, we are civilized. It's not like you put your pants back on and then everything gets wet.
Wait. Are you telling me you're the one person in Japan who doesn't have the squirt and blow? You just got the squirter.
Exactly. We don't have the squirt and blow in this house.
Oh man.
Maybe if you come to Japan, you can get the squirt and blow.
I would not have the squirt without the squirt and blow. And my wife,
right?
It's
a bit risky.
COVID, she was like, we need to get the bidet. And I was like, well, we don't have enough space in the toilet for a bidet. So you need to get the add-on. That basically it's like a tube that you can stick from the tap. And it's just basically this rubber hose. And you just squirt it up there. I did not understand what was the thing that people loaded up on. Toilet paper. And that's because they didn't have a rubber hose to squirt up their bum. Or seashells. Seashells? What's the 3 seashells? Did you use seashells, Carlos?
You don't know the seashells?
No, what's the seashells?
Do you know any internet lore?
No, I don't do.
If it's not internet, what is it from? Is it from some sci-fi thing, isn't it?
Is it Battlestar Galactica? What is this?
No. It's
Demolition Man.
Yeah. There's a toilet with 3 seashells, and everyone's like, "What do you use the seashells for?"
I remember Crocodile Dundee.
It's slightly different.
He's like, do you remember Crocodile Dundee?
I don't think I've seen it, or if I have, it was when I was super young. I don't remember.
So Crocodile Dundee, he arrives in New York, wherever it is, and he's like, "What's this for in your dunny?" And she's like, you'll figure it out. And he's like thinking about washing clothes or whatever. And she walks out. She's walking down the street, and he sticks his head out of this skyscraper, and he shouts out, "So like, it's for washing your jacksie. And she's like, yes, you worked it out. And I remember as a kid going, what is that? Because you didn't have those in the Queen's England, in the council houses in London. And I remember going on a holiday and visiting like family abroad, and then seeing what this was, and I thought it was obviously like a little bath for my He-Man toys or something like that.
Well, I think bidets are kind of gross. I don't mean the Japanese style ones. That's pretty nice, but the like French style, the one where it's like a separate bath. Actually, it's not as worse as is in Malaysia. They have like a hose. While you're sitting down, you have to take the hose below you, and you have to squeeze like the valve, and then it sprays water out. And as you can imagine, everything goes everywhere.
Poo splatter all over your walls.
Right, all over your hand, all over the hose. So, I don't know. I'll have to ask a Malaysian how you actually use it. Maybe you clean it with one hand, and then you wipe with the other hand. And then, I'm not sure. But in Japan, you just press the button, you don't have to touch anything, and then you just wipe after. So that's the civilized approach, I think.
I thought in Japan, when you do it, it's like a little robot comes out of the toilet.
You're thinking about a completely different establishment with the robots.
And cleans you for you, and then it goes back inside.
No, that's a completely different place. No.
But that does exist, though, doesn't it? That's it. That is real.
What do you mean? A robot comes out and cleans you? What are you talking about?
Oh, because I've seen it. There's a video, and you're on the.
You mean like a life-size robot?
No, it's like a little miniature robot,
Okay, I was thinking of something else.
like a little miniature drone comes out of the toilet, like from below, and it.
Oh yeah.
And it does.
Oh yeah. It's a nozzle. It's not a drone. What are you talking about? You press a button, and then like this actuator comes out with a nozzle that sprays, and then you press the stop button, and it goes.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of AI involved in this. And Jack, right, yeah. What the hell is happening? This is not the Unity asset video I sign up for. This is what happens when we have to wait for the bot to do ! Raffle, because
this is what happens in 3 hours after 3 hours of talking.
Exactly.
We end up talking about it. So one thing somebody said, was it Son Goku 10C says, you can buy food in the Shinkansen and eat it there. That's true. In the Shinkansen, you can eat food because it's kind of a long journey. But like on a normal local train, if you eat food,
Son Goku's just managed to send us full circle back to the start of the stream where we're like,
exactly.
We can't eat on public transport.
Yes. Now we have to go back in time. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Now to complete it, you have to like unplug your internet as well.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Kick it out from under us. Us robots are meant to be cops, not boutique leaders. Exactly, RoboCop.
Yeah.
Get back to
one day they're going to implement AI in these toilets, like machine learning, and once they add a speaker, it's going to be like, "Please kill me" or something. And then they implement a mute button. You just mute the audio.
Why is the toilet muted? I just can't get over it. It's bored me.
No, actually,
talking about.
Speaking of muting toilets, actually, if you go to a public toilet, they usually have like a sound playing when you sit down. It sounds like a washing machine or something.
Really?
So nobody can hear. Nobody can hear stuff happening in there.
Oh, I love that. So you don't have to. Yeah, exactly. Because whenever I've got guests round, I'm always turning on the tap. Because what they don't want, you don't want the guests hearing this. Oh my god! What have I been eating? My life! What decisions have led me here? So you don't want them hearing that. So I'll turn the taps on so they can't hear it.
Wait, so they go in the toilet, and you turn on the tap for them, or you turn the tap on when you use the toilet for your guests?
I turn on. I go, Alexa, I'm going to the toilet, and Alexa knows what to do.
Oh, I see.
She activates all taps, and all music plays in every room of the house.
I see.
Unfortunately, the sound that she plays out of the speakers is plop, plop, splosh, splosh, and it defeats the purpose of it.
So you're like, no, it was Alexa, it wasn't me.
Exactly. So you could make it scan what comes out and order a healthier diet for your gut. The stream literally went to shit. There we go. Right, so at this point, when it goes to the YouTube, I can actually edit this out and upload it into the YouTube, and it looks like it's all legit. Whereas the VOD,
you're not going to add timestamps like this is the shit section.
You know what? We might leave that in because at this point
you can hover the mouse over it.
Exactly.
Can you put like emoji there?
And go.
You can put the poop emoji, right? So when you mouse over it.
Robot pooping seashells.
Yes. Or serious discussion about the implications of AI in the future.
Oh my god. Skynet. There used to be mini games in Japanese toilets for men. Playing was about peeing faster, stronger at a target. Oh wow.
I've seen a picture of that or something, but I've never seen it in real life.
You used to be able to buy it in England, and you used to stick targets inside the toilet.
And the urinal cake is like a shape like a football or something.
Yeah, all those kind of things. And it basically to help promote people not missing.
Right. That's because in England nobody can pee in the right direction.
Exactly.
Right?
And do you know what's great? Having boys as my kids rather than girls. I can just blame them.
Oh, of course.
It's great. They're like, who weed on the seat? Oh, bloody kids. Who weed all the way down the stairs? God, bloody kids.
Yeah.
Who weed in the neighbour's garden? Those kids.
Why did you turn the tap on then if it's the kids?
Because I'm considered a parent. How dare you, Carlos? You can't get this AAA quality of stream anywhere else. You can't get gaming. You cannot get it anywhere else. In a Belgium nightclub, they had a football goal and a ball on a spring. Great.
On a spring. Isn't that a recipe for disaster?
I kept buying. Shut my eyes! It's in my eyes. I scored many times that night. Boom, boom. Oh, wizards. I love it when the wives are also in the chat. No, he didn't. Sengoku's like, who's the winner? And everyone else is like, I've got another poo-related story.
It's never ending.
Right, we've tried to be professional, Sengoku. It wasn't my fault. Even Sengoku tried to steer us back by talking about eating on trains. Okay, so I'm going to start announcing winners. I'm going to start announcing winnings. We're going to start off with Lean GUI Shapes. And everyone in chat is like, no!
Oh, I don't want that.
So, this...
Should I explain what this thing does?
Yeah, let's... Because I actually like this.
You've used it?
No, I've looked at the picture.
Oh, of course. So, if you want to make a UI and you want to have boxes with custom round edges and you want to adjust the size in real time, for example, you have an animation, then this is the asset for you. It also has like a polygon shape, circles, and lines. You can draw a line between a point on the UI and a point in 3D, or a point in 3D and point in 3D. Lots of different kind of shapes. And this is $5 because the GUI category on the asset store is incredibly competitive, and I'm just picking the minimum price until I get enough reviews, and then maybe eventually I'll expand out. But also Unity is releasing the new UI Toolkit that's completely gonna crush all UI assets. So.
Yeah, they love that, don't they?
Yeah, so I'm like, maybe I shouldn't focus too much on the UI stuff. So we'll see.
Love this. We used Lean GUI Shapes in 2020 1.4 utilizing URP. URP. Oh, wow. So it works in Shinderwader pipelines and also built in.
Well, this doesn't use any shaders, so I would hope so.
Yeah, but you're supposed to big it out. You're supposed to actually write in here.
Oh yeah, it works.
Works
URP, HDRP, custom render pipelines. Exactly. Wow, this features everything.
You need to put it right at the top, right there. Bam.
Yeah.
Get people in through the door.
Put like a check mark.
Here I come, Sprite Packer. So here we come with lean GUI Shapes, and the winner is Sanyo. Sanyo, you're the winner. Sanyo. Here, Sanyo wanted to get Sprite Packer, but ended up getting lean GUI Shapes. Congratulations.
Yep.
Next up. Well, there's sprites, exactly. There were sprites involved. Next up is a lot of people's favourite of the evening, Paint in 3D. Paint in 3D.
And let me explain what this does. It allows you to paint in 3D. And back to you.
For those who are using us as a podcast, I'm now looking at a car being painted
in 3D.
And also, you can. I like you were dropping those little cubes. Leaving paint. And we were chatting about this actually yesterday. That it'd probably be really nice for a paintball type game.
I've made the mesh for the paintball gun, but that's kind of best suited to VR. And I'm thinking about splitting off the VR features into a different asset because I'm money grubbing like that.
Yeah. Get that.
But also because Unity makes VR quite annoying to use, so I don't want to pack it all into one asset. If I make it a separate asset, then it's easier to support.
Yona in the chat said, this is the asset that I should have used for my VR painting instead of rolling my own. Yes, you should have.
Yeah, but don't worry. If you got Paint in 3D for the VR, then I'm going to make like a window where it's free to upgrade to the VR version.
Oh, lovely. All right, the winner of this version is Evade Entertainment.
Congratulations.
Have you been invading entertainment? Don't forget, hit me up in the Discord, !Discord in chat. Make sure that your Twitch account and your Discord account are linked. Otherwise, you can't confirm you are who you say you are. So Paint in 3D. Congratulations. !Discord. Thank you so much, Sammy. Speak up. Ooh, he says, ooh, lovely. Right, next up is audio volumetric. It says here, but actually it's volumetric audio. But for some reason in the picture, Carlos has decided to stick the word volumetric underneath the word audio. It's
because it looks better. And also volumetric is such a long word.
Yeah, but you can still have the small writing of volumetric above audio. It doesn't have to be.
Doesn't work like that.
What do you mean?
It doesn't work like that.
What, in Japan they don't let you do that?
Exactly.
Those Japanese. God. Too soon still, isn't it? Hashtag too soon. The winner is Gaz Ross. What have you been up to, Gaz? Do you know what? I'm going to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a film called, was it Samurai versus Ninja?
Nope. Sounds terrible.
No, was it Samurai versus Ninja? What was it called?
You're butchering all these names.
I know. I'm trying to think what was it called. What was the name of the film, everyone in chat? Do you remember?
You mean The Last Samurai?
No, it was no, it wasn't Samurai versus Ninja. What was it? Mafia versus Ninja. Mafia versus Ninja.
Completely different.
Right. And it was a film. Okay, really dodgy film.
Is this one of those meme films where they have ridiculous fights and stuff?
Oh, it was awesome. It was beautiful. And it's also known as Hongmen Zhu Ez Zhu.
Oh, why didn't you say that before?
Exactly. Or Hongmen Xiao Zhu. Or Mafia Boys, or The Organizations Boys. It's a 1984 martial arts film. And a scene I recall watching this, because my dad used to bring home dodgy VHS cassettes from his mate down the market.
Dodgy. Okay.
Yeah,
And you would watch them.
Oh yeah, they were brilliant. Because you'd come home and there'll be like Cynthia Rothrock movies in there, Chuck Norris ones, and the occasional gold like Mafia versus Ninja, or Hawkeye was another great film that had the bloke who looks just like Eddie Murphy, who isn't Eddie Murphy, but still had an Eddie Murphy laugh, and another guy who looked like a very fat Jackie Chan. And it was the worst film ever made, and I loved it. It was like my favourite film. And what I loved about these is that it was like Chinese people playing Japanese people, and Chinese people playing the Chinese people. So they didn't even bother hiring Japanese actors to play the Japanese characters. It was brilliant. I loved it. Did you get much dodgy Chinese cinema while you're in Japan?
I don't know. I don't really watch movies much. I'm not very cultured, so I just watch YouTube.
Because I'm always fascinated by the history of Japan and China. It always amazes me with that this Japan, the smaller country, having occupied China, and
it's like England, right? Occupied the whole world.
It's a small little pathetic country of England or Britain. Trying to take over the world.
Back to being pathetic again.
We're getting there. But Maggie brought us back. Good old Maggie. If you want to watch The Crown with that bird from Scolder and Mulder and Scully, who became Margaret Thatcher. She actually did a really good job. No, I won't spend more money on assets. No, bad dog. This girl's not for turning. Use my affiliate link. You did a
That's part of the
that's actually what she said when we were taking on the Argentines. When we're taking on the Argies, she was there going
like, no, I won't use it.
Click my affiliate link now. Emojis
the
in
famous
chat.
affiliate link wars.
It was the famous affiliate link wars. It was don't click his link in his documentation. No, that's the wrong link.
That was the downfall of the British Empire.
It was. Hashtag Fatty Chan. That's what my God was in the chat. Right, so far, Lean GUI Shapes was won by Sanjay. Paint 3D, Evade Entertainment. Who
Paint in 3D.
Who was
Paint 3D was made by Microsoft.
Exactly. Paint in 3D.
Yes.
And then I'm here to butcher your names. And Audio Volumetric was won by Gaz Ross. So we've got left on the table Lean Touch Plus, Space Graphics and Planets, and Destructing in 2D.
No, that's 2D destructible.
Oh yeah. Japan's usually defending their Divine Wind. I had some Divine Wind earlier, but I took some Windies, and I'm feeling a lot better now. So that's good to know. So, which one should we do next then? You get to pick the next one we're giving away.
A Lean Touch Plus, I guess.
Oh, I like where you're going. Lean Touch Plus. Now, do you know what's really nice about this? Is that you can do loads of puns about, lean, touching things. Yeah, exactly. Oh,
I don't follow. You'll have to explain that.
Well, you will be following if there's enough touching going on. ! Hashtag me too. Let's go now and say giveaway. Drum roll. Lean Touch Plus reminds me of my old guitar teacher. Let's see, who was the winner? Robocop has won Lean Touch Plus. Congratulations, Robocop.
Congrats.
Speak up. Shorties Has Taken says grats, because Shorties Has Taken knows he's still in for the Space Graphics Toolkit or 2D Destruct. Hot diggity damn, thanks. I am going to be playing with Carlos's touching later on.
Yes.
And now we've got the space graphics planets. Now, if you can, once again, explain the difference between space graphics planets and the space graphics toolkit thing.
Okay, so space graphics planets includes the basic planet features from Space Graphics Toolkit. That is the atmosphere rendering and the cloud rendering features. And it also includes almost 30 planet texture sets.
Wow.
So there's something for people that have Space Graphics Toolkit as well.
Do you get it, if you buy this one, do you get Space Graphics Toolkit at discount, or there's no upgrade from one to the other?
There is no upgrade, but I should probably set one.
I don't understand the low ratings. I understand people have issues, but there's a forum where developers are extremely active and will help. Morph is wonderful. I love that message from Morph.
Well, it's because the original release wasn't that good. But
No, it's just
I've since
you're
improved.
not supposed to say the original release had its issues, but people haven't updated their comments to reflect the changes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I should do. I should put that in the description.
There you go. That's what you're here for, Carlos.
Yes.
You're here.
If you don't see 5 stars next to the review, they are wrong.
Exactly.
I'll just write that.
That's pretty much. That's what you learn. That's what you learn now, Carlos, from joining exclamation mark
Yes.
Discord in chat, because you're now
All this
part of
experience
the
with all the
Discord.
interviews you've done.
Exactly. Forget all of those other official Unity forums that is just full of people whining. Metacoda Discord is got invite only of over 100 of the Asset Store's finest publishers and game developers. And of that, we've learned so many tricks on how to con the public into buying. I mean, to explain how to market.
Just sneak
your
affiliate
assets.
links in.
Spam the world with your affiliate links. So the winner of the Space Graphics Planets with no typos in the name is Lord Odd Racer.
Where's the drum roll?
I didn't do one. There you go. You can have a rim shot instead. And that goes back to us talking about toilets. Graphics.
I don't follow.
Because it's a family channel, neither do I. Space Graphics Toolkit's won by Lord Orosa. Please hit me up on the Discord. Everyone who's won, hit me up on the Discord if you want to get your winnings. And moving on now, what are we going to do next then? So we've got we've got Space Graphics Toolkit, Sprite Packer, we've got 2D Destructible, which we'll do that one next. Right, so this is I spent so much time shooting and breaking things in 2D that I'm just going to flip it. I'm going to flip these into a game. I'm not even going to apologize for it. I'm not going to even apologize. Yeah. I'm flipping
so I
this.
get like 25% cut.
No, nothing. Not a penny. So drum roll, please. Best ones left. Sprite Packer. Yes, exactly. The winner is Bit Gamey. Oh my god, Bit Gamey was like, come on, Lady Luck. Bit Gamey, you've won it. Congratulations. I want to see you flipping.
And also send the link to me or Messicoda or someone.
Anyone who's actually using any of these stuff, it's seriously like two things. Everyone who's won, don't forget to leave your review on the Asset Store. As you all know, the reviews make a massive difference on how assets get shown and ranked and listed. So put a 5-star if you like it. Put a 5 if you didn't like it. Reach out to the.
You are wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong. First of all, but reach out to see if your issue will be resolved, and then when you're happy, put your 5-star review on the Asset Store with your comment.
Well,
the other thing
to be honest, the Space Graphics Planet has a 3-star rating, but I still get like the similar amount of sales to when it didn't. So I don't know if it affected that much. People are just pretty risky, I guess.
I think because your pictures are really nice on that one. And do you know what?
Yeah,
do you know why people are buying your Space Graphics Planet?
Because they want to get discounts. I mean,
they look at
they
that
want to,
and they go $100. I can't afford that one. That one's $30. I'll get that one.
I guess.
So you're very cunning in what you've done. I know what you've done. I know what you did. Genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
Also, I did include some of the planet features, like the Aurora. That's
Exactly.
only in Space Graphics Toolkit, so they're going to be like, "Oh, this is cool, but I want this extra feature." So.
And then they're like, I need to upgrade to that. Oh, I can't upgrade. Oh, I'll have to spend the full price anyway. Oh, it's on the sale, 50% off today until the 5th of January. I better get it now. Exclamation mark Carlos in chat, they say to themselves. And then they go and do it.
Exactly.
That's exactly how it went. Okay, congratulations, Bit Gaming. I want to see your showcases. To everyone who's won, if you're making something, send your details of what you're using it on to Carlos, so we can see what you're actually doing. Because as you mentioned earlier on the stream, nobody actually shows him what they're doing with his stuff. He knows people are buying it because he sees the paycheck that comes in. So there must be somebody.
Well, it's not just that, but if I like search on the Play Store or the App Store, and I search for like space, like simulator or whatever, occasionally I'll see them using the textures that I made, and I'm like, hey, this is a cool project. Why didn't you tell me about it or something?
And they'll be like, because I don't like you.
Yeah.
I gave you a 2-star review and you start having a go at me about it. Secret stuff, exactly. Show your secret stuff. Show Carlos your secrets, your dirty little secrets that you're hiding to yourself, because we need to see them in the showcase. Exclamation mark Discord in chat. Now we're down to Sprite Packer and Space Graphics Toolkit. So the next winner is going to be for Sprite Packer.
What? Am I allowed to enter this?
Yes, you should, because
get my...
this is possibly the best asset on the asset store. Do you want to see my Lorenz attractor? I'm gonna say on a Tuesday. Hashtag dirty little secret. So forget Unity's own Sprite Packer. This is the Sprite Packer you need in your life. Drum roll, please. If you see any published games that look just like the demo scenes, it's purely coincidental. No, that's me. I've already beaten you to it. Jason, my feet. I've really read that as
congratulations, Lee.
I nearly got my channel taken off the air because
you have to explain that.
Jason, my feet. If you don't get it, I'm not going to explain it, Carlos. I'm not going to explain it because
you have to explain it.
No, I'll explain it offline because I'm not getting taken down.
Okay.
Well played, Jason. Well played. Now it's JavaScript or Jason. Reroll. Why are we Fresh Meat? Why are we re-rolling Fresh Meat just because you didn't win it?
He wants the other one.
Sprite Packer. You've won Sprite Packer. Now you need to leave a massive. Sanyo, don't type it in chat. Don't type it in chat. Yes, Sanyo, exactly. This is why I'm not saying it out loud. Thank you for typing it in chat for small children to read. Jesus, Mary enjoyed it. So, Jason on my feeds, please don't forget to leave the review for Sprite Packer explaining how it's the best asset on the planet.
Exactly.
Can we have a mod ban for Sanyo? Oh wait, Sanyo, ban yourself. Now we're giving away the asset that nobody wanted. We left it till last. The Space Graphics Toolkit.
Everyone's gonna leave already.
Exactly. Normally this is $100. This is not $100. This is 5 cents shy of 100, which is very important. $99.95, and it's coming on a 50.01% sale.
Exactly.
For $49.97. Now that just destroyed.
It's more than half off.
It's more than half. And $49.99 would have been great, but then it wouldn't have been able to be like near 50%. So
exactly, people wouldn't be able to afford it. So.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone. Effects seem really nice. It is ridiculously beautiful. I have to say, it's obscene. It's obscene how pretty Space Graphics Toolkit is. and it melts your brain. Have you actually visited a planet the size of Earth today inside Unity? Today inside Unity, we visited a planet actual to scale of planet Earth. Exclamation mark raffle. Square Peg, you're too late. We already did the raffles in. Square Peg. Square Peg's like, let me in. Square Peg's banging on the windows. Let me in. Let me in. Square Peg.
Unsubbed.
You missed it. The raffles are in. We're announcing the winner. He's like, but no, I can see you inside having a party. Let me in. Why won't you let me in? Because you didn't use the B-Day, Square Peg. You didn't use the B-Day. Commiseration to Sengoku. You haven't done it yet. Okay, drum roll. The winner is... I'm actually really nervous about who cooking this because I can see the names of who's in. It's hilarious.
Okay.
The winner is... I bet it's going to be Sengoku. Gilda! Rigged! It's rigged! It's rigged! It's rigged! Congratulations, you're going to space. Space, graphics, toolkit. Gilda. And everyone who was left, you've all won. Everyone in chat, you've all won a copy of Lean Pool, Lean Transition, Lean Localization, Lean GUI, and also the Lean Touch. That's coming for free. When you're lean, why is your Lean GUI for free? Because that's actually, I've seen people sell for quite a lot of money.
Because I'm bad at business, so I made it free. Well, these features were originally in Lean Touch. I was adding more and more UI features, and I'm like, this is kind of ridiculous. I should make it a separate asset. But at the time, there weren't enough features for it to warrant a price, so I made it free. And then I added more features, and I'm like, hey, maybe I should make this paid. And then, I don't know, here we are.
Why didn't you add it into the Shapes one?
Because I didn't want to make this paid, but I wanted to make something paid, so I made Shapes paid.
Oh,
I made Shapes after Lean GUI.
Making Shapes paid to like turn Lean GUI into the paid Shapes one.
I don't know. I'm not good at business.
But then everyone who had because then you can still do it as a paid upgrade. Everyone who already had Lean GUI would then pay to get the Lean GUI Shapes.
Or I could make Lean GUI paid, and everyone that has it free will still have it. But I don't know.
Yeah, you could do that.
As I said before, Unity is coming out with a UI toolkit. It's probably going to completely replace the current UI.
Exactly. So increase the price now to get people's money now before they change.
Yes.
Rinse them while you can, mate.
Quick, I'll take your money.
Hashtag take your money. And in saying that, exclamation mark Carlos, give the man your money as well. Freshman's like, I'm off. Good night. Good night, Freshman. You lost. Go ahead. The UI toolkit from Unity is already out in preview. Exactly, it's already out.
Yeah, and it's terrible from what I hear.
Yeah,
in terms of using it from code and stuff. So
it'll be another 2 years before I start using it.
Yeah, and they'll probably rename everything, making all the assets broken. So I don't really want to make an asset focusing on that yet.
So what are you?
But either way,
next? What you got next? Because you mentioned you're going to be doing some changes to the space. Well, what else is on the horizon for Carlos Wilkes?
Well, the first quarter, I guess, I'm gonna try and release the new space graphics ocean system, if that's what I end up calling it. Then I'm gonna release the new space graphics terrain, or whatever I call that, the new planet system that makes something similar to Star Citizen. Then I'm gonna split off the VR painting features from Paint in 3D to make Paint in VR. And that's already a lot of stuff on my plate, so once we get to that point, I'll think about what I do after that.
So that's the bulk of 2021 taken care of?
No, that should only take 6 months or less, but I don't know. Maybe someone's going to be like, help, this doesn't work, how do I fix it? Or Unity is going to add a cool new feature that breaks everything, and I have to spend months upgrading something. I don't know.
Why aren't
We'll
you
see.
allowed a holiday? Don't you give yourself time to have like some time off?
Yeah, this is holiday right now. Well, I do this full time, so basically, if I'm not working, I just do whatever I want. So I have a pretty flexible schedule.
And you get to just walk around in your pajamas all day long.
Exactly. Walk around in my pajamas. Everyone points and laughs at me, and then I come back, do some programming.
Well, post-COVID, when we're all vaccinated, and I come visit in Japan, I'll come knocking on your door with my portable bidet, my rubber hose,
or your hazmat suit,
and my
depending on how
hazmat suit,
things go.
exactly. and I'll come and give you. I'll bring you some presents. You know what? I'll bring you some Percy Pigs.
Okay.
When was the last time you had Percy Pigs?
What is Percy Pigs? I never
You've
knew.
so you've been away from England for too long. You've been away for what, 16, 17 years, you said?
Exactly. I don't know anything about England anymore.
When you were in England, Woolworths was still around, weren't they? And C&A.
They're not around? What?
No,
they're not around?
They're not around anymore. Woolworths are gone.
In my mind, Woolworths still exists. W.H. Smith is still there, right?
W.H. Smith is still. I think W.H. Smith is still there, and W.H. Smith used to be my go-to place. I used to go. I even bought my Blood Bowl board game in W.H. Smith's. Oh man! Unreal Engine 5 is getting double precision support. All my time is going to be messing with that. 2022, if we're lucky, hopefully we might get Unity catching up with Unreal 5. I think with Dots, ECS, all that stuff is Unity strength competing with.
Well, the problem with double precision is it doesn't actually solve the problem of large scenes. It doesn't solve the precision issue. It just like makes it farther out. So, like with Space Graphics Toolkit, you can't simulate a universe with just doubles. You need more data than that.
But with Space Graphics Toolkit, you can simulate the entire universe.
Exactly, the entire visible universe.
You can simulate even the meta universe.
What?
You can simulate the multiverse.
You can simulate the whole universe. A planet, you fly down to it, you go right down to like the 1 meter scale and just see a perfectly shaped BD right there, and then.
When you get down there, you see all of the different B-days from all the different universes and the dimensions.
You just jump in there, yeah.
Do you know that would be the weirdest Marvel movie ever? I have to say, forget the new Spider-Man movie where they've got all the different Spider-Men from the different multiverses. It's the movie with all the different B-days, the rubber hose B-day, the seashell B-day, the AI robot cleans your bum B-day. That's the movie. That's the movie we need.
Are those the different characters? So like the kids are playing with those plush toys, just the toilets.
Exactly. And the characters all got different voices as well. You pull the pulley and you go, "There's a snake in my boot," or you pull the pulley, "Don't forget to flush."
They can use the poop emoji voice actor from the Emoji Movie.
The poop emoji voice actor.
The Emoji Movie.
Yes.
I didn't actually watch it, but it had a poop emoji, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Do you know who was the actor who was the poop emoji? Okay.
Is it someone famous?
Does chat know who it was? Come and chat. If nobody in chat knows who the poop actor was, I'd be very disappointed. And the only reason I know, I haven't watched the movie, but
because you've seen it so many times with your
on
kids.
Graham Norton, and he had to say that it was, that's his highlight of his career. It was Picard. It was Jean-Luc Picard.
How much is he paid for that?
He must have been paid a fortune to be.
Well, he just doesn't care anymore.
I think after he did extras with Ricky Gervais, where it was like,
I've seen everything. Yeah.
And then all her clothes fall off.
If you can get Picard to voice a poo, then I'm sure there's always an amount for anyone.
I don't know. There's a limit between poop and having your trousers too tight. Would you sell out to market, to advertise your stuff on the asset store? How much would you sell out?
If Unreal gave me $1 million, I would rename my assets to like base graphics underwear.
You would sell out to Epic
Yeah.
for $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. How about 100 grand? Would you
No.
would you move? Would you start developing for Epic for 100 grand?
No.
200 grand?
Well, the thing about getting so much money is the amount of tax I would have to pay on that would be like 50%. That becomes 100 grand. So no.
So the $1 million becomes 500 grand. So you're taking the 500 grand home.
Well, yeah, because then I could just like build a house and then start my asset thing again, and then
take the,
see you later, suckers.
Take the $1 million and go, it didn't work. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Unreal is not compatible. You never told me it was C++. I thought it was C#. Oh. Small print.
Well, I do know C++, so I don't have that.
Don't tell them that, because then they want
Okay,
you to make it. You've got to take the money and run,
Okay,
Carlos.
okay. What is this? You have a built-in shader graph editor? What?
What is this?
I only understand shader code, writing it by hand.
But hang on, because you said you taught yourself all this stuff that you're currently doing. Unity. Did you teach yourself C++ as well then?
Yeah.
Where did you teach
Well,
yourself C++?
basically, I learned a game engine called Dark Basic. It's more of a game language, I guess, like a programming language with graphics libraries built in. And that's based on the basic syntax. And then this game engine called Dark Basic is based on C++. And later on, they released a new product called Dark GDK, which is the C++ version of Dark Basic. So I was like, okay, I'll learn that because most of the features are the same, except it's in C++. So over several months, I just how do I do this in C++ or whatever, and then I learned that.
So you taught yourself C++ from basically that Dark.
Just Googling. Yeah. Well, it's not that difficult, to be honest. If you already know programming, then C++ isn't that difficult. So then I was considering moving to a different game engine. Like at the time, it was like Irrelict, I don't know how you pronounce that, or Ogre 3D or something. These were quite popular in C++. But then Unity started becoming super popular, and everyone using the Dark Basic and stuff was moving to Unity. And at the time, I was making like a space asset for Dark Basic.
Oh,
and then,
so Space Graphics Toolkit started off actually.
Well, the reason why I was making it into an asset is I was working with this guy who was making like a I don't know, like a space visualization software, like a planetarium software, and he wanted planets and like stars and gas giants and stuff. So I was developing that for him and also planning to release it for free. And then I started using Unity, and I was like, hey, why don't I make this into an asset and sell it? And so I did.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, and then I was like, hey, I'm making some money, but it's not really enough money. Maybe I should consider doing something else. And then Unity invited me to a sale. At the time, it was the 24-hour sale, which they no longer have.
Yeah, I loved that. Those were great.
Yeah, and I sold like hundreds of copies there, and I was like, wow, so much money, so much potential. And I thought, hey, if I'm only invited to these sales like once a year, what if I had 2 assets? Then I get invited twice. Hey, what if I have like 8 paid assets? So then, yeah, so now
you can't fault your math.
Yeah, and they're all in different categories, so even if one category goes out of favor, or if they have a themed sale, I'm still eligible for the other sales.
So that's going back to advice on somebody who wants to go into the asset store. Spread your assets across different categories.
Well, step 1 is to make a good asset, and then
well, let's not go crazy. Not everyone's going to make a good asset. That's a little bit out of the reach for many.
Well, you can't just make a bunch of subpar assets in different categories. That's not going to get you much money.
Well, you say that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but there are lots of subpar assets on the store.
Exactly. If there wasn't, I wouldn't be doing reviews. Would you do a humble bundle? Yeah, these humble bundle. Have you seen these? The humble bundle.
So earlier in the year, I was in the Unity bundle, the Power Tools bundle, and that was pretty good. But that's like the second best. The best is getting into the humble bundle, which I haven't been invited to. Only the top publishers get invited to that. Maybe one day.
You can actually reach out to them, because Cinti Studios didn't get contacted by Humble Bundle. They just went to the website, filled in the application form, and did it. And Infinity PBR did it as well. They basically go to the Humble Bundle, fill in the application form. They're like, I would like to have a bundle, and then they go at them after quite a long period of you queuing.
Well, at least with Cinti, they happen to be the biggest publisher by far on Asset Store, so it's probably quite easy for them to do it.
Well,
and
you just need to have a good range of products. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, right? Paid stuff.
But well, that's one consideration. Another is the novelty has worn off a bit. When the first Humble Bundle came out for Unity, the Unity Humble Bundle or whatever it was called, I did some quick maths and I calculated that each asset developer must have received about $60,000 for their participation, based on the default cut and how much.
I like your maths.
Yeah, so that would be really good to get, obviously. But when you look at the subsequent bundles, they got less and less purchases. And the recent one, I think it was earlier last year, it didn't sell much at all. So if I do some quick maths there, it doesn't really seem worth it, because for the first tier at least, you only have to pay what's the minimum? Isn't it like $1 or something?
Well, I think you can set it though, can't you?
Yeah, but I mean the minimum to get access to at least like 5 assets or something was something like $1, and then if you divide that by the amount of assets that were in that tier, it ends up not being that much. But I don't know. Well, if Unity did invite me to a Humble Bundle, then I would go. I would participate just so I could see how much I would make. But
do you know what you could do?
What?
You could team up with another space-themed person and do your own Humble Bundle if you don't feel like you've got enough stuff of your own in there.
Oh, well, the issue is being in a Humble Bundle itself isn't lucrative, but being in a Humble Bundle that's backed by Unity is...
with all their marketing, you mean?
Right, and also for a Humble Bundle, you need a special a setup to generate like unlimited vouchers, and that has to be set up by Unity.
Oh yeah, you can contact like Infinity PBR and Cinti just reached out to Unity. We're like, can I have a load of vouchers? Lasagna says Infinity PBR did over 100k. Not sure how much of that went to his pocket though. And that's the other thing, because you don't know how much people are actually going to give to the asset publisher versus how much they give to the affiliate. Or
I have no idea what the exact cut is.
Charity.
Like maybe it depends on the publisher. Like I don't know how big of a draw they are. Maybe it's not just the price of the asset. I have no idea how it works.
Well, yeah, imagine that you sold 100 grand's worth of stuff on Humble Bundle, but only like 2 people decided to put the slider over to you. You know what I mean? That'd be heartbreaking. Gaz Ross, good night, Gaz Ross.
But the default slider gives some percentage to developers. I don't know what it is, like 25% or something. So unless they go out of their way to slide it to 0, then you're going to get a pretty good cut, I think.
Hopefully people are too stupid or too lazy to put that slider. Although,
I don't think
saying that, you know what? I want, because obviously in the affiliate thing, you have to slide the affiliate slide over. So on the Humble Bundle, whenever we're putting the links in the Discord, us lot, we trained ourselves to put a nice cut for the affiliate, affiliate link, as well. As well as also to the publisher and the charity.
But there's only 4 places it goes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Affiliate, publisher, charity, Humble Bundle.
How much is the default cut to Humble Bundle? It's not much, is it?
Humble Bundle,
like
yeah, they don't need the money. They've got enough. They don't need.
There's not much of the pie to give away to the other categories.
So you're going back to it, Sanyo. Question: would you do a Humble Bundle? The more we think about it, there's actually a lot more stress involved than you might actually be getting money out of it.
Right, because this isn't like there's a cost to each customer I get. Like there's a potential that they can hit me up on an email or
it's a lot because you're not doing art assets, are you? You're doing complex stuff that you're going to be getting.
Right.
Please, can you help me?
My code, it's mostly a code asset, so if there's a problem with the code, it's quite easy for the code to break if Unity updates something, whereas with art, it's pretty unlikely that the art is going to break. So.
Yeah, let's not mention HDRP.
Well, most of my assets do work with HDRP. Thankfully, I found a workflow that supports both URP and HDRP without too much issue. I know some developers have really big issues though because they're mainly shader focused. But luckily I've tried to steer away from that as much as possible.
You've saved yourself a massive headache on that one.
I know. The same thing with like the new ECS. I don't want to write any code for that yet because I know they're going to drastically change everything.
Yeah, wait until 2023.
Yeah.
Then it might be stable then. Could be. Well, Carlos, we've actually got to 2 o'clock now, so now I can say 4 fingers to you, Carlos. 4 fingers to you.
Yep.
Thanks for coming on, buddy. I've had a wonderful time.
Me too. It's now almost lunchtime.
It is almost lunchtime for you, and it's past my bedtime. I've got to sneak in bed, and hopefully my wife thinks I've already been there for the last couple of hours. I have to say, Painting 3D was awesome. I'm going to asset flip that to heck and do a Pictionary game. The Space Graphics Toolkit blew my mind. Seriously, blew my mind. Destructible 2D or 2D destructible, as the image says. I'm asset flipping that. You're going to see that on the Google Play Store, and we gave away 8 presents to people in chat. The Lean GUI Shapes, Paint 3D, Volumetric Audio, Lean Touch Plus, Space Graphics Planets, Destructible 2D, the Sprite Packer, which is going to get
the coveted Sprite.
The coveted Sprite is going to get 5-star review, and the asset that nobody wanted, Space Graphics Toolkit. It was like people getting stabbed. People getting stabbed in chat for that one. Oh. Mandalorian thanks both Messi and Carlos. Great interview as always.
Yeah,
thank you, Mandalorian. Well, so you're going to come back on when you've got the next update, though, aren't you?
What, next week? Which update?
Well, we want the water, or we want the new terrain.
Sure, yeah. Once it's looking promising,
awesome,
I'll think about when to release it. Yeah.
Well, you have a wonderful lunch.
Thank
we
you.
have exclamation mark Carlos in chat, just as Carlos is leaving. Exclamation mark Carlos in chat. And if you have one, don't forget, put a comment and a 5-star review on the asset store. But as Carlos says, doesn't really bother him if you give a free store or not, because people still buy stuff because it's amazing. Exclamation mark Carlos. Mate, I will catch you on the Discord as I spam you with more Bruce Willis stuff, and you can send me more of his adverts.
Okay, will do.
What a lovely badger. What a lovely badger. If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now, and down below there's that big juicy subscribe button, and right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.